Assalamu alaikum. How are you, inshallah, everybody, those who are watching or those who will watch later, inshallah. And first, this one. Yes, I hope, inshallah, everyone is well. And we are going to talk about Islam. I have invited people. I hope they join. But before that, I would like to talk about Apostate Prophet I had debate with a few weeks ago. And Alhamdulillah, I managed to make him to admit that Islam is beautiful, the Islam that I present. Okay, and I would like to play that part. Let me see, it's a bit difficult with this. I hope that, okay, it allows me. Okay, yes. All right, then.
No, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And all the best. I have to say, I don't think that your understanding of Islam is in alignment with the traditional with Islam itself. I don't think it's in alignment with the traditional understanding of Islam. I don't think it is doable. I don't think it will work. But I do think I would prefer it if all Muslims were like you in their understanding of Islam. I would absolutely prefer that. I don't want these crazy nut jobs to walk around and preach their nonsense. I would absolutely prefer that. I wish you good luck and all the best. We will actually have a debate on this weekend, on Saturday, right? Of course. You and I will have a debate about who represents Islam and all that. Yes. But I support your mission.
Thank you, my
Despite that, I have said before, I don't think that it is possible to change Islam. I don't think it will work. But hey,
no, we are not going to change Islam. We are going to, to show them the right interpretation of Islam. That you are wrong.
I would call it changing.
Okay, yes.
But yeah.
All right.
Yes, that was a response from Apostate Prophet that he admitted that at least he admitted the Islam I represent is beautiful, and that's what I wanted. But unfortunately, he's how to say this, like many people without any knowledge, they just decide about things that is not in their knowledge. And for example, in the same debate I had with him, at the end, somebody wrote that I support a terrorist organization, and he had never heard the name of the organization I'm supporting, which is called MEK. Is the biggest enemy of Iranian regime. It's a absolutely democratic organization. And yes, 2 days later, just 2 days later, with one link, that woman who's accused me to be, actually she's a kind of supporter of Iranian fascist regime, or is just fooled by Iranian regime, just by sharing AP, a link, propaganda link against MEK. He decided that MEK is a sect, terrorist sect. and he wrote he put a comment in their web in their yeah, I will show you. Maybe I don't know if I can show like this. Let me see if it comes. No, I have to go back. Okay, it doesn't come. Doesn't show somehow. Oh yeah, here. He wrote this comment there and said that yes, MEK is a terrorist sect. And I wrote him that you made a big mistake, AP, because you showed how narrow is your knowledge, how you, based on zero knowledge, you decide about different subject. Yeah, it is difficult for you to understand what happened 1400 years ago. It's difficult for you, for your narrow knowledge, it's difficult for you to understand the solution to all problems we are facing on this planet, and where is the, who has this the solution, and so on. But it would be not so difficult for any rational person to find out in 21st century the organization that I support exists today. Everything has happened in recent decades, and all records are there. You could at least discuss with me, say that, hey, look, this opponent says like this, and what is your response? I would tell you my response, and then you would analyze it, not just hear something from somebody that you trust maybe, and you decide, oh, okay, this terrorist is this organization that millions of people following is a terrorist organization. This is very, very, crazy. And it's about everything, that, for example, here I see that some other people were asking me about this, the verse or the verses of Quran about Zulkarnain, okay? And he's here now. Let me share with you his, he's talking about this verse of Quran, Zulkarnain.
Anyway, let's be serious. As mentioned in my other video, I was asked to do videos about why I left Islam, and I started with Islam. So I just decided to do it this way. I made the Why I Left Islam series, and it's a series of 2 videos. The first video is available. You can watch it. Why I left Islam. It's not about why I don't believe in God or why I am an atheist, because that's not what my channel is about. As told before, I am not an anti-theist who thinks that all religions should be dead immediately or something like that. My main opponent here is Islam, and I am talking about Islam. Also, okay, here's why I left Islam. Number 1, the sun sinking in a muddy spring. Well, this is one of the funniest verses, one of the funniest combination of verses. And it was actually one of the first things that made me think, wait, if you read further in these verses, you will see that God, the author of the Quran is God himself, that God describes a story of some person called Dhul-Qarnayn because people ask him about it, because people ask Muhammad about him. So the Quran explains us that this person travels to the west as far as he can, and sees people who are exposed to the sun immediately and who have no protection against it. Well, that would only happen if the sun was really so very, very close at some part of the world. But it isn't, as we all know with our new lines in the 21st century. Another thing, the actual disturbing thing in this verse, which made my faith shake, is that he also goes to the east. I don't know what that point would be, since we don't live on a flat earth. In the furthest east, he finds that the sun is sinking in a muddy spring. That's what the Quran says. How can you
Did he twice say that he traveled to the east? Twice he said that he traveled to the east, but it was written to the west. He even doesn't know where is west but where is east. First Quran says that he traveled to the west, okay, and it appeared to him that the sun is sinking or setting in a muddy water or the muddy sea, okay, which later we will talk about who he was really.
And the sun sinking in a muddy spring visible from Earth, that could be only on Earth itself. Like if the sun touches the Earth as we know it right now, we would all be dead already. That's why.
This is so ridiculous that he just, twist everything. It appeared to him. It appears to us when we also look at the sunset when we are on the beach. It appears to us that the sun set in the water. Okay, it just looked like that. It doesn't mean that it is like that.
Scholars and others who don't want to go with what the Quran says directly make interpretations of that and say he saw it as if the sun was sinking in a muddy spring. Now let's read it. Chapter 18, verse 83. It says, "And they ask you, O Muhammad, about Dhul-Qarnayn. Say, I will recite to you about him a report. Indeed, we established him upon the earth, and we gave him to everything away. So he followed away. Until when he reached the setting of the sun, he found it as if setting in a spring of dark mud. And he found nearer the people. Allah said, O Dhul-Qarnayn, either you punish them or else adopt among them a way of goodness." The funny thing here is that this as if in brackets between it and settings is actually not there. That's an interpretation that scholars, people who interpret the Quran, put there. But it's actually not there. So the verse says, until when he reached the setting of the sun, he found it setting in a spring of dark mud.
Okay, so such a brackets is not in many verses of Quran, but the meaning is that, okay? It gives that meaning. So it is the interpretation of the Quran. If you read chapter 3, verse 7, it says that there are precise verses of Quran and unspecific verses of Quran, which the true meaning of that is known only by those firm in knowledge. But people which their heart is corrupted, like AP, they interpret those unspecific verses of Quran in the way they want, and they change it the way they want, and they say, yeah, this is the true interpretation of it.
He said, as for one who wrongs, we will punish him. Then he will be returned to his Lord, and he will punish him with a terrible punishment. But as for the one who believes and does righteousness, he will have a reward of paradise, and he will speak to him from our command with ease. Then he followed away until when he came to the rising of the sun, he found it rising on a people for whom he had not made against any shield. You see what I mean, right? Just imagine that. Thus, and we had encompassed all that he had in knowledge. Then he followed away, until when he reached the pass between two mountains, he found beside them a people who could hardly understand his speech. Let's stop it here. Oh, God. So he goes to a place at a completely different part of the world, and he finds people that don't understand his language. What a fucking surprise. Anyway. I will make a video about this very topic.
I don't understand why he's laughing. So there were people who didn't understand Zulkarnain's language. So there are so many people who don't understand different languages.
Because it's interesting and it's funny, and I actually want that video to be the beginning of a series that I want to make, but I couldn't name it yet. So if you have any idea, you can give me your idea in the comments. My ideas so far are what the fuck verses in the Quran, Quran fails, the insanity of the Quran, Muhammad's vomit. You can vote for that. here is reason two: Muhammad's personal issues in the Quran. Like Muhammad telling people through the Quran that they shouldn't stay too long in his house after having food. Same verse also tells Muslims not to do in Islam and in Arabic culture back then.
Okay, then that was all about Zulkarnain. And unfortunately, some people say that Zulkarnain was Alexander the Great. But there is an interesting video. It's unfortunately in Persian. And I don't know. This video gives all evidences that Zulkarnain was the Persian king, the great Cyrus, that he also was, and there are different evidences from Greek authors and other authors that Zulkarnain was, in Persian his name was Kurosh, and he was a great king, and he was freeing people. He wasn't a cruel murderer like Alexander the Great, and he occupied even South Russia, today's Russia, of course. And let me find. He had the first human rights constitutional 2,500 years ago, and he occupied the West until Egypt, and he let Jews, even until today, the Jews, they love him because he let them go back to their land. And yes, there are lots of evidences in this video. Unfortunately, I have to try to at least put English text on them on this video. Let me see why. And he goes to the north, and he I don't know why it is turning as if the internet is weak, which is not. But maybe the video is playing like this. Anyway, he goes to the. Here he's talking about that it is the dam he made is not the China Wall, because in Quran is mentioned that it was there. He was using iron and crop in that dam, and that it was between two giant mountains, which the China Wall, there is no any metal used in that the China Wall, and it is 2,500 kilometers long. And let me see. Yes, his life history is also very interesting. That the Cyrus, he was when he was a child, he was going to get killed, and somebody saved his life. He was brought up in with a farmer, and then later became king. So he cared about oppressed people. And then when he went to the north, let me see, he will come, and then I'm just going further. There are lots of, oh yeah, I think here is that this is the Babylon, I think, yeah. this is going to.
پدیده روشنی است که مصر برای فلسطین
here is this his first constitutional human rights law 2,500 years ago. Now is kept in a museum in UK. And but such a thing Alexander the Great never made. I mean, he was just a brutal murderer, and he was pagan. But the Cyrus the Great wasn't a pagan. He was a monotheist. He was believing in one God, and he was from Zoroastrian origin. So here is Korah. As you see, there is written Korah. Okay, there are two mountains here that is mentioned. The name is even today Korah, Korah Bora. Korah is coming from Kurosh, his name, and the dam was made there so that those what is it? Yajuj and Majuj in Islam, which is Gog and Magog in Christianity, so that they cannot, these type of people, barbarians, they couldn't pass anymore, and to kill those people who were asking the Cyrus to help them. So this is the mountain where he built the wall or the dam. It is somewhere here in the map. I wish that there was this, I don't know, the somewhere here, yes. In this, between these mountains, he had built I don't know if there is the English version. Otherwise, I would put the link so that you can watch it. The place is called Darial Strait of Darial. It is in Caucasus or South Russia. Okay. It is in a place called Vladikikos. It is near the city of Tiflis. It says that still the remain of metal wall is there. But certainly is that this is the picture of an author, Pakistani author, who has mentioned these. Okay, it is somewhere here. Something like this, I think. A place like here. Anyway, Alexander the Great, he never traveled north. Okay, and it was just Cyrus the Great who traveled to the north, and these people like AP, they don't know anything, and they just start to tease the Quran, say that Quran doesn't know what it's talking about, despite in reality these are things that have been told to people of 1400 years ago. And when AP and people like him, they don't understand anything about today, 21st century, how they are going to understand things about 1400 years ago. So you better not to think about them, because it doesn't change much in your life. So you better think about things that change in our current life. I see somebody is watching. Please, if you would like to join me, I would appreciate it. And we can talk about different subject in Islam if you have a question. Yes, I've been inviting people these days, and unfortunately, many of them, they would like to, they are very afraid of joining me directly and talk to me. And I always tell them that let's talk directly. They say, no, we would like to chat, which is impossible to persuade them, and I don't want to spend time with every individual and, chatting with them. And when you chat, you cannot, ask them directly questions. You have to write something and then they maybe answer in 1 hour or day after and so on. So I always invite them to my live stream, and unfortunately they are quite afraid of joining. I don't know why. They find different excuses not to join. Some of them are so-called ex-Muslims. Anyway, I would like to have link. Yeah, all right. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot. Here's the link. All right, please join me. Yeah, I would like to have a new debate with the apostate prophet. Adrian. Okay, Adrian, please click on the link. I don't know if you received it. If you don't see it, then let me know. Let me check on my phone. Yeah, the link is there. Oh, yeah. All right. Great. Hi, Black Mamba. Yeah. How are you?
Hello, wait a second.
Yeah.
Me?
Hello, how are you, my brother?
I'm fine. Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. I forgot to test the microphone.
It's all right, no problem. Yeah, tell me, how are you? Everything's okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. I will not be long because I have some job
No
to do.
problem.
How are you? Are you fine?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. It's a pleasure talk to you.
Pleasure talk to you.
Thank you.
I see the subject is Islam, so
Yeah, it's always Islam. Yeah.
okay.
I don't like to attack other religions, so that's why
Yeah.
I would like to answer questions about Islam.
Yeah, okay. Let me find my questions.
Yes, please. Adrian, also, if you would like to join, please join. It would be great.
We are the same.
Okay, you're the same. All right. I thought that, okay, it's because, yeah, I see now.
Yeah.
Is the snake. Okay, just.
Yeah, the snake. Yeah.
All right.
Wait a second.
Yeah. All right, no problem.
Yeah.
Good that, because I usually talk to Martin, but he couldn't join me again. He said that after the New Year, so I will be missing him. But anyway, we can talk.
Yeah.
But do you think, Black Mamba? Do you also think about demons? Yeah.
Demons.
Yeah.
Um,
Because Martin believes very much, and he wants very much that I also believe. And I wanted to talk to him about that, but okay, he's not here, so.
okay. It is a good. It is a good topic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good subject.
Yeah.
But I don't think that this passage of the demons
Mm-hmm.
is transcending from our lives to a
Mm-hmm.
spiritual life, to the
Okay.
spiritual life, to
Mm-hmm.
the place of the spirits. And I say, yes, the demons are real. And I say, yes, demons equals devils.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so are the angels.
Mm-hmm.
And I am speaking of, how you say, experience.
Mm-hmm.
The experience to be demonized. Now, before we continue, this will be hearing like science fiction, and it is 18 plus.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to continue?
It's okay. Let it be, because we can talk about it later. Your questions. Later, if you would like, we can talk about it. But let's first talk about your questions. Your questions.
Let's see.
Because unlike Muslims, there are many Muslims. Not every Muslim, but there are many Muslims who believe in jinns. Okay, and I also believe in jinns, but not like them. They believe jinns are here on this planet. I believe jinns are Arabic name of aliens. And we don't have aliens on this planet. So jinns are also aliens, but not on this planet. They are on other planets, spread in entire universe. So I believe that no one except us is on this planet. Okay, that's my belief. But there are angels and other creatures, millions of different creatures, but on other planets, because God didn't create all this vast universe just for us. So that's my belief. Anyway, now yes, tell me about your questions.
Yeah. Well, I try to find one second. If I talk about Islam, I try to find that. Okay, let us do like that. What do you say about Islam? Not about Islam. About the Quran.
Okay.
Do you think that is the perfect word that is, and it is unchanged and
I believe that it is unchanged. I have said I don't know if I told you as well before that it is has been protected, and the best evidence for me is that Bible and Torah, they were changed. There were verses inserted in those two books, like those violent verses like stoning adulterers. Okay, and this stoning comes from pagans, is not coming from the most merciful and forgiving God. So they tried to insert these barbaric verses into Quran as well, but they couldn't. It was not possible. So that's why they made up hadiths. I don't know if you are familiar with that or not. They made up several different hadiths that the verse came down, but it was eaten by a goat. So that's why it is not in Quran, And unfortunately, some extremist, backward Muslims, they follow these fabricated hadiths and stone people to death. Okay, so that's why this is a great evidence that they couldn't, insert such a barbaric acts into Quran, and Quran is protected by God. Okay.
Yeah, okay, but you see, I have here
Mm-hmm.
in the Quran, chapter 2, verse 29, where you see, he is the one who created everything in the earth for you. Then he turned towards the heaven, forming it in 7 heavens, and he has
Okay.
perfect knowledge.
Okay.
This is Mustafa Katab, and
Mm-hmm.
also Sahih International, which
Okay.
the result it is the creation of the earth first.
Okay.
Okay, but if we go in Al Anziat, that is chapter 79.
Okay. Let me see. You said.
Two,
Let me have to check it.
chapter 2.
Okay. Wait.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
It take me a little bit time to find
No
it.
problem. I had some
Chapter 2, verse what?
29.
29.
29.
Just a second.
Yeah.
29.
My not translation. I see. The books are Sahih International and
Okay, it says in my interpretation or translation, it says that it is he who created everything that is on earth for you, and then he turned to the
heavens.
heavens,
Heaven.
the heavens. Okay,
Yeah. Forming it.
the heaven. Okay, the heaven. It's
Heaven.
yeah, the other planets or galaxies, perhaps. Okay, and established them. Actually, made them. Establish them. So I don't see any problem with that. Okay, because even today there are many galaxies and stars that are being created, even today. Okay, so yes, tell me, what do you say about this verse?
And we go to chapter 79. Keep it on the screen, on your screen.
Okay, actually, I'm checking it from my phone. It's I think it's a very good translation. It's Persian translation. That's why I'm.
No problem.
Okay.
Keep it on the screen. It is like to have it there, to put something near, to see, to make a comparison.
Okay.
If you want, of course.
No, it's okay. Just I say I have to put it. All right, let me see. Because that's on. I put it in Persian. Let me put Google.
No
Okay, let me see how is it the translation in English. Quran.
This computer is
229. 229. Okay. He it is who has created for you all that is on earth and has applied his design to the heavens and fashioned them into 7 heavens. Okay. And he alone has full knowledge of everything. Okay, so and then
what is that? 7927?
this is no, this is 229.
Okay. And it is okay.
And then next one.
In comparison with 79.
79. Let me see. Quran. 79. Okay.
From 27 till 30.
27.
Till 30. Yeah. 27,
Till 30.
28, 29, and 30.
Okay. 27 to 30. Are you a more difficult creation, or is the heaven? Allah constructed it. He raised it, sealing and protection it.
Proportionate.
Proportion.
Yeah, no problem.
And he darkened its night and extracted its brightness.
Yeah.
And after that, he spread the earth. Okay.
Yeah. So this is little contradiction, because 29 it is first is the earth, and then 730 it is.
Let me wait. I have to 79. 79, 27, because I have to check it also in Persian. 27.
So in 729:30, first is heaven, then is the earth, and 229, first is earth, then is heavens. I don't know how you interpreted it, but it is heaven and earth, not about stars and galaxies. And, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is, the other verse, 229, didn't talk about the entire universe, that first he created the earth and then he created the entire universe. Okay. It said that, he created whatever it is on earth, and then he continued to establish other parts of the universe. Okay. And, but not that, what is it? He created first the planet Earth, and then he created the universe. And here also, he's talking about that he created the universe because the creation of the universe is not more difficult than the creation of human. Okay, are you a more difficult creation, or it is the heaven? Okay, Allah constructed it. He raised its ceiling and proportioned it. Okay, okay, so, and tell me, I don't see any contradiction, it's just misunderstanding, because as I said that in verse 3, chapter 3, verse 7, Allah says that the true meaning of some verses is known only by those who fear me knowledge. Okay. Mambo.
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, for you may see not, but it is written heaven first, then earth, then earth first, and.
But what I understood, Black Mamba, what I understood from the 229, what I understood is that Quran is talking about parts of the heavens, okay, not the entire universe, okay, that he. Because even today, still today, the universe is expanding. Quran is talking about expansion of the universe. Okay, so if you want to go to these scientific facts, okay, then even scientists, they believe that there are multiple universes, and Quran talks about 7 universes. Okay, the 7 universes can be just a symbolic number. That 7 is symbolic number in everything, like 7 days a week. Okay, and many think 7 was a symbolic number, but could be many more. Okay, but that it is more than one universe is itself very if I want to explain, do you know, Black Mamba, do you know how the universe will end according to scientists?
Really, I don't care, because I have a different.
No, but this is also, if we want to go to scientific facts of Quran, okay, or error that you want to mention. Some people try to mention scientific errors. Then you have to know. Your knowledge should be very wide about these scientific facts. For example. You can keep your audio on if you want, so that I know that you are there. For example, when I myself, as an atheist, I started to become, started to think that I was wrong. There is a God. Was that when I was in India and I came across Hinduism. And there in Hinduism, they were believing in reincarnation, and they believing in reincarnation forever. There is no end for reincarnation. And I knew that in scientific, in science, that the world will end. One day there is an end to this world. And there are 3 different theories how the world will end. Okay, so that's why I started to think that how could these prophets of God thousands of years ago, how could they know that there is an end to this world? Because they talk about the end, there is an end, the end of the day. Yeah, we call it, in Arabic, we call it Qiyamah. And yes, so this one made me to think that it was not possible for them to know. If they were not from God, these prophets of God, if they were not from God, then they would also be like all other pagans, from Mayans to Incas to, I don't know, ancient Egyptians and so on, until Hindus and so. And they should also believe that there is no end to this world. The world will always continue. So there are many different scientific facts in Quran that is impossible that an illiterate man 1400 years ago could even know such a thing. When I look at I have to go to some video, YouTube, my channel. I have to go to some video that I had before, and I show you how they were living in the past, people. That's from 1948, actually. Let me bring this one. Okay, I found it. Okay. You hear me, Black Mamba?
I am here.
Yeah, very good. Okay. I will share this this screen. This is 1948, actually. How people were living in 1948 in Arabia. Look at them. They are like Stone Age people, and this is not very long time ago. This is 1948. Okay, look at them, how they were living, and imagine how they were living 1400 years ago. For these people was impossible even to look at them. You see, yeah? You see them?
I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I'm watching.
Yeah, look at them. Look at them. So you cannot tell me these people, somebody from these people could say these words, okay? Nobody can tell me that it could be possible, okay? Just a moment. I will tell you now. Okay? He couldn't at all talk about the universe at all. Quran chapter 51 verse 47. And the heaven we constructed with strength, okay? And indeed we are its expander. We know today that the universe is expanding. Chapter 21 verse 30. Have those who disbelieved not considered that the heavens and the earth were a joint entity? You know, let me remove these because I want to see you, okay? The heaven and earth was a joint entity. We know today that the universe was a joint entity. It was just gas, okay? Everything was just a gas as big as a baseball or tennis ball, you know? And were a joint entity. And we separated them. That's the Big Bang, okay? And made from water every living thing, okay? Today we know that every living thing comes from water. Wherever they want to know if there is, you know, living creature, they look for water. Even on Mars, they are trying to look if there were water there, running water, then there were life there. Okay, they will. The verse continues. Then they will not believe. Chapter 39, verse 5. He created the heavens and earth in truth. He wraps the nights over the day and wraps the day over the night, and has subjected the sun and the moon, each running its course for a specific term. That they have a specific term, is also very, very impossible for those people to understand that it has a specific term, that they will get destroyed one day, okay? They don't have forever. Nobody could even imagine that the sun one day will disappear or will explode, okay? Each running, okay, term. Unquestionably, he is excellated in might, the perpetual forgiver, okay? Chapter 21, verse 104. I have to tell you first about these three theories, then I will read that chapter, okay? Black Mamba, there are three different theories how the world will end. One is I think this verse is somehow in Bible as well. Somebody told me or shared it with me in a different way, okay? But anyway, there are three different theories how the world will end. One is the big chill, which is means that the universe is expanding now. This is what we know, and it will expand where all, until all energies is used in the universe, and there will be a cold, freezing universe without any living creature, and will never ever happen again. Another one is the big rip. It means that it's expanding, okay, and then suddenly everything explode, and it will never happen again. Okay, but the third one is the big crunch, and this big crunch is known as the pulsing theory as well. So the universe is expanding, and then suddenly start to come back again together, okay, like a rubber band that you release it come back again, okay, then it come back again, and then come back again, and then it become again that before the Big Bang, the joint entity, the massive gas, okay, and then again after we don't know how many billion years, another Big Bang will happen, and then again the big crunch, again the Big Bang, again the big crunch, again the Big Bang. So that's why it's called pulsing theory as well. Now, before I read this verse of Quran, I believed in the pulsing theory, because I was believing that how come God has always existed, always, and this gas, tense gas, has always existed there, and it never exploded. Okay, thousands of billions of trillions of years it was there, but it never exploded, and God just didn't have anything to do. He just was sitting and was boring, and suddenly he's decided, oh, let's create the universe. I have this giant gas, okay, and he decided to create it, and then after, let's say, 100 billion years from now, everything get cold, and it will never happen again. So it cannot be possible. It must be the this pulsing theory, that it has always been happening and always will happen, because God always has existed and will always exist. So he has been always creating this universe and destroyed it, and creating and destroyed it. So now the verse says, chapter 21, verse 104. The day when we will fold the heaven like the folding of a written sheet, okay, folding back, all right, for the records. As we began the first creation, only this one shows that how could he know that there was a beginning for this universe, the creation. There was a beginning. So we shall do it all over again. That is a promise binding upon us. Indeed, we will do it. Okay, so here is that we will do it again. First we wrap it, okay, like a written paper, or then we will start it again. We will do it again. The creation. So these things, and there are many other verses. I don't want to take your time, but anyway. I cannot believe that those people that I was showing you, they could, ever think about universe and say things that is, about the seven heavens as well. What is it? These parallel universes. Let me read that verse of Quran about that and parallel universes, and then let me see. Pouncing to creation, repeated again. All right, I think this is not, but I will read this one also. Chapter 27, verse 64. Is he who begins creation, begins. Again, only this one is also very, very interesting, that an illiterate man 1400 years ago knew that the universe started. There was a beginning, okay? Begins the creation and then repeats it, and who provides for you. I will read it again. Is he who begins creation and then repeat it, and who provides for you from the heaven and earth. Is there a deity with Allah? Say, produce your proof if you should be truthful. Let me find that seven heaven. Okay, chapter 65, verse 12. It is God who created seven heavens and a similar number of earths. Seven earths as well. And the parallel universe theory says that in each of these universes, there is a copy of our planet Earth also. We don't know if it is 100% true. I mean, the science, they just say that it is possible. But this is Quran that says that it is God who created seven heavens and a similar number of earths. His command descends throughout them. So you should realize that he has power over all things and that his knowledge encompasses everything. Okay? So there are many other verses, so many verses about different, scientific facts in Quran. Yes, Black Mamba, please.
Okay. I found this verse. It is from Surah Al-Nisa, the woman, verse 82, which forces you, the Muslims, do they not then reflect on the Quran? Had it been from anyone other than Allah, they would have certainly found in it many inconsistencies.
Okay.
This is Mustafa Al-Khattab, the clear Quran.
Okay. All right.
Now, Sahih International, then do they not reflect upon the Quran if it had been from
anyone
any
else
other than Allah, they would have found within it much contradiction. This is the verse that forces you to stick with the literally Quran. If you want to interpret it, it is your book. It is your book. But
no, but let me see. Wait. Now, Black Mamba, chapter 3, verse 7. Can you read that chapter 3, verse 7 for me?
Chapter 3, verse 7.
Yes.
Verse 7. Wait a second.
Chapter 3, verse 7.
He is the one who has revealed to you, O Prophet, the book, of which some verses are precise. They are the foundation of the book, while others are elusive. Those with the deviant heart follow the elusive verses, seeking to spread doubt through their false interpretation, but none grasp their full meaning except Allah.
And those fearing knowledge. No, not except Allah. Except Allah and those fearing knowledge.
But okay, this is not here because I'm reading from clear Quran. Do you want to read Sahih? I read Sahih, no problem.
Okay, read something else because it shall mention Allah and those fearing knowledge. Not only Allah and those fearing knowledge.
Wait a second. And no one knows its true interpretation except Allah, period. But those firming knowledge say we believe in it. This is what you wanted.
No. It's wait. Let me find it for you myself, because it says, and those firm in knowledge, Allah and those firm in knowledge. But those whose heart is with deviation, they say it is all of it is from Allah, and we follow all of it. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay, but I'm not in that verse. I mentioned that verse because that verse creates for you many problems. But
Wait.
wait a second. It is for you, not for me. But I wanted to read something from the Bible. If you want.
No. But I want to tell you that, my brother, it says this chapter. It says how Quran is written. Okay, this verse. Okay, it's mentioned clearly that how Quran is written, and that those whose heart is with deviation, they seek an interpretation suitable for themselves from those unspecific verses that you read from me. Okay, there are unspecific verses of Quran. Okay, the true meaning of them is known only by Allah and those firm knowledge. Okay, so you try to find a interpretation that is suitable for your agenda, and say, look, here there are some that is a contradiction, which I read, and I didn't see any contradiction. Quran just was talking about parts of the universe. So I'm not 100% sure either, but what I understood is that, okay, I don't say that I'm Allah, okay, that I understand the true meaning of that, but what I understood, and I realized that it is talking about parts of the universe, okay, that he continued and fixed those parts of the universe, not the entire universe. It was about some, still there are jobs to do in the universe, and even today there are, he's doing, creating new galaxies, new planets, new stars, all the time is being created. So he's doing all the time, even today, despite we are living on this planet. So anyway, let me see. It is who he has sent right, as well as others that great. Now those whose heart are given to swearing from the truth go after that part of the divine right which has been expressed in allegory, seeking out what is bound to create confusion, and seeking, okay, but no one save God knows its final meaning. Hence, those who are deeply rooted in knowledge say, okay, and we believe in it. All right, whatever, I have to find the one which I know that says that Allah and those firm in knowledge, okay, but those whose heart is with deviation, they say this is from our Lord. All of it is from our Lord, so they follow those which are unspecific verses of Quran. And Allah says that don't follow it if you don't understand the meaning. Okay, so if you don't understand it, the true meaning of it, then don't follow it. Okay.
Yeah, anyway, that is in your Quran, and you have to deal with it. But if you,
it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Regarding your theory with how the world will end.
Yeah.
I read from the Bible?
Yeah. Please. Yeah. Yes, please.
We go to the King James. 1 Kings 3, and we start with Solomon request wisdom, and we start with. Now the king went to Gibeon to sacrifice there, for that was the great place, the great high place. Solomon offered 1,000 burnt offers on the altar, and at Gibeon the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and God said, "Ask what I shall give you." So you see, if God appeared to Solomon, then God is in command, and it is not so relevant how the world will end. It is in the hands of God. Now look here, it is very interesting. And Solomon
Is it
said, "You have shown great mercy to your servant David, my father, because he walked before you in truth, in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart with you. You have continued this great kindness for him, and you have give him a son to sit on his throne as it is this day. Now, O Lord my God, you have made me your servant king instead of my father David, but I am a little child. I do not know how to go out or come in. And your servant is in the midst of your people, whom you have chosen, a great people, too numerous to be numbered or counted. Therefore, give to your servant an understanding heart to judge your people, that I might discern between good and evil. For who is able to judge these great people of yours? So, therefore, give to your servant an understanding heart to judge your people, that I may discern between good and evil. For who is able to judge these great people of yours?
mhm.
The speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this king. Then God said to him, "Because you have asked this thing, and have not asked long life for yourself, nor have asked riches for yourself, nor have asked the life of your enemies, but have asked for yourself understanding to discern justice, behold, I have done according to your words. See, I have given you a wise and understanding heart, so that there has not been anyone like you before you, nor shall any like you arise after you." And my comment is, there was no one like Solomon. Let us continue. 13. And I have also given you what you have not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be anyone like you among the kings your all your all your days. So if you walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments as your father David walked, then I will lengthen your days. Then Solomon awoke, and indeed it had been a dream, and he came to Jerusalem and stood before the ark of the covenant of the Lord, offered up burnt offering, offered peace offerings, and made a feast for all servants. But look at here. Solomon wise judgment. This is very interesting. Now two women who were harlots came to the king and stood before him. And one woman said, "O my lord, this woman and I dwell in the same house, and I gave birth while she was in the house. Then it happened the third day after I had given birth that this woman also gave birth, and we were together. No one was with us in the house except the two of us in the house. And this woman's son died in the night because she lay on him. So she arose in the middle of the night and took my son from my side while your maidservant slept, and laid him in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom. And when I rose in the morning to nurse my son, there he was dead. But when I had examined him in the morning, indeed he was not my son whom I had born." Then the other woman said, "No, but I live, but the living one is my son, and the dead is your son." And the first woman said, "No, but the dead one is your son, and the living one is my son." Thus they spoke before the king. And the king said, "The one says, 'This is my son who lives, and your son is the dead one.' And the others say, 'No, but your son is the dead one, and my son is the living one.' Then the king said, 'Bring me a sword.' So they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, 'Divide the living child in two, and give the half to one and the half to the other.' Then the woman whose son was living spoke to the king, for she yearned with compassion for her son, and she said, 'O my lord, give her the living child, and by no means kill him.' But the other said, 'Let him be neither mine nor yours, but divide him.' So the king answered and said, "Give the first woman the living child, and by no means kill him. She is the mother." And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king has rendered, and they feared the king, for they saw that the wisdom of God was in him to administer justice. This is my response to your text, to your question, how the world will end. It is unimportant. God is with us. That
Mm-hmm.
is because God is with us.
Okay.
Because God is with us,
All right.
it is not important how this world will end,
All
how
right.
it was created, how long it will be. So first we have to find God, and then we will
Mm-hmm.
have the never-ending life.
All right.
And I'm
Okay.
sorry for the preaching.
No
I'm
problem.
sorry if
Yeah.
I took your time.
No problem, my brother. Thank you very much for calling in. Okay.
I have to run. It is no
Oh
money.
yeah, no problem. Thank you for calling in. We see you perhaps next week. Okay.
Yeah, next
All
week.
right. Yeah.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Yeah. God bless you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right. That was a nice conversation with my brother, Christian brother. Despite we disagree about different things, but it's fine. No problem at all. And I see that nobody else is here, and therefore, if anybody else would like to join me and talk to me, you have 1 minute. Otherwise, I will finish and see you perhaps another time. Okay, not perhaps, but definitely next Saturday, the same time. I might be live again and during the week because I would have time sometimes, and we'll be talking to you, anybody who would like to join me. All right. I think nobody else is here would like to talk to me. We get in touch. Thank you very much, everybody. Just I will play this. All right. Thank you. Have a nice day, everybody. Assalamu alaikum.